Hey guys, this video is about Toefl. As usual, I want to be very specific, and this is not a talking video, so let's go down to numbers. If you need your Toefl, where do you start? First of all, go to the official website. This is it, and I will leave a link below. On this website, you create an account where you register for the test, you pay for your exam, and also you check your results, and you find out what's your score. And also you have some free materials such as Toefl sampler and some materials for preparation. You can send your score reports to up to 4 universities, and this is already included into the price of the test. So for my country it's $260, for your country can be a little bit different. If you later need to send an additional score report, you can do that as well, but this will be for extra fee, which is I think about $20 or $25. Check that on the official site. Your results will be available 10 days after the test. So you take the test and you don't know on the day what's your score. You only get to know that in about 10 days. You'll get an email and also you can check it in your account. The results are valid for 2 years. Then also if you are not happy with your results, you can retake the test in 12 days and you don't have any limitation. You can take it as many times as you need. So as you know, for GMAT there is a limitation. Here you don't have any limitation. How does your score look like? So this is my score, so you can see that it has got your name, your email, gender, date of birth, then registration number, date when you took the test, also some description about your address, email, your phone, etc. Some information about you, like what is your country of your origin, where did you take the test, the codes of those institutions where you ordered the score reports, and that's the most important, that's your scores. The score consists of 4 sections, so it's reading, listening, speaking, and writing, and the total score. So my total score for my last test was 111. I was quite happy with almost everything. I wasn't really happy with my writing score, but this is my own fault, to be honest. I didn't bother to prepare well enough. And I'm quite happy with my speaking task, with my speaking score, because it's the maximum I could get. And I will give you a link to an absolutely amazing YouTube video which helped me to score so high. I did take this test before. I took it twice, and it was 103 and 104. And to be honest, the mistake which I did was I was so self-assured. I just graduated from university and I thought, like, I know English, why would I bother to prepare? So I just went straight to the test without preparing, without even reading about what the test is about. So the test is not only about knowing and speaking English, it's about how also you do the task. So make sure you prepare even if you think that your English is perfect. So what happens on the test day? First, you arrive on time, or better, of course, but better to come 15 minutes prior, but I don't think you need to come like half an hour or an hour before. For me, in my country, like 15 minutes before the test was quite enough. Coming early, I don't think it's any good. Then they give you a form which you fill in, you confirm that you can't disclose any questions which you read on the test date, you can't show them to anybody else, that you are aware of all the rules, and you sign it. Then you put your bag into the locker. You will need your ID. For me, it was my passport. They check it, they make a picture. The picture, by the way, will be here then on your test results. Mine was very sleepy, so instead I put this. And they will give you eye plugs, pencils, paper, which if you need more you can ask for. And then they let you into the room. The room was quite big, and I think there were about 25 people sitting, and you have headphones. First you deal with reading and listening, then you have, I think it's optional, 10 minutes break, which I take, and I think you'd better take, because you need to have some break and to relax a bit before you go on to speaking and writing section. Once you finish, you have the option of cancelling or confirming your results. If you know, for example, or you feel that you've done really bad, there is an option to cancel. Honestly, I wouldn't do so. I would confirm and at least find out what's your score. But that's my personal opinion. And the results are available online in your account in approximately 10 days. And also you can download the unofficial, well, the results from your account. And also the company will inform you in about 10 days that your scores are available online now. Then, what is a good score? This is a really tough question because it depends a lot on where you're applying and what kind of program you're going to. But generally, like for bachelor degrees, the minimum which I tend to see is about 80, 84. That's the minimum. And for example, for some really tough programs such as MBA, the minimum would be 104 and 105, and sometimes 110. But here you can see this is from the website, which I will give you a link down below. But this shows you that for reading, the high score is 22 to 30. For listening, it's 22 to 30 as well. For speaking, it's 26 to 30, and for writing, it's 24 to 30. But the overall, I would say, like if you score 110 and more, this is really good result. But again, it depends so much on what program you're applying to. Another way, by the way, these are the links, and I will leave these links down below as well. Another way to understand your score is the percentile. Percentile is the number of people who did better than you. So if you score 120, it means that it's pretty much you've done the perfect. If you score 116, it means just 1% of people who took the test did better than you did. If you, for example, if your score is 112, it means that only 3% did better than you. So that's a way to understand how good is your score. But again, I would advise check what university you're applying to. So once again, the test consists of 4 parts. The first one would be a reading, where you have 3 to 4 texts, depending on how lucky you are, and it's about different academic topics. It has 4 to 5 paragraphs for each text, and you will have 60 to 80 minutes, about 20 minutes for one text. Again, you can have 3 to 4. If you got 3, you'll have 60 minutes. If you got 4, you'll have 80 minutes. And altogether, you'll have between 36 to 56 questions. They are either asking you about some specific paragraph, like what do they mean by this in this paragraph, what's the idea of this paragraph, or something like this, or they ask about specific words, like the closest meaning of this word is, or the word, I don't know, a book is closest in meaning to, and a couple of variants of answers. And some of them are to the whole text. And usually in the end, there is a very specific type of question, which is to find which ideas were in the text and which ideas were not. My personal advice to you is, well, what I did wrong is when I took the test the third time, I quite forgot how it's done. So I was freaking out because this was just the beginning. I started doing reading, and I felt like I won't read the whole text. I will just pass on to, to the next, to the questions. And when I actually face the question, I will read the text. I think this is really bad thing to do. Read the whole text first, understand it, then answer the questions. Don't do vice versa. Don't skip reading part. It's called reading, so first read the whole text and then start answering the question. And then try to understand the meaning, the context. Even if you don't understand some words, don't freak out, because of course there will be some words which you don't know. It's not possible to know all the words. Then you'll have the listening part, where you'll have either dialects or text. Well, I mean, you'll have both, but for example, you can have 2 dialects in 4 text. The number depends, and so you can have 60 to 90 minutes, depending again on your luck. And altogether, you'll have 34 to 51 questions. My advice is make notes for some specific dates, numbers, or just for yourself, some ideas which you think you won't remember. Don't panic. If you don't understand the meaning, that's okay. One single word, if you don't know it, try to understand general what the text is about. As for speaking, I think that's the trickiest thing, because we all think that speaking is the easiest part, but it's not. Even if your English is really good and you think that you are great at speaking, but still, all those 6 questions you need to prepare, and it took me most of the time to prepare for speaking part than for any other. Because it's not about just answering, it's answering in the right way. So you'll have 2 independent questions, 2 integrated reading plus listening tasks. It's called announcement and discussion, general to specific. And 2 integrated listening tasks, where you have problem solution and summary of a text. My favorite, I absolutely advise you to go through the lessons. It's called Kathy Toefl teacher. That's the teacher, that's the kind of video which helped me to score 30 in my speaking. And I absolutely think that that's the best one. But again, like, you should check for yourself because it depends on on how people speak, on the speed. For me, she was perfect. So check it for yourself. I think she will be helpful for you too. So what the questions are about? First one will ask about some experience memories, such as your best accomplishment, something you were most embarrassed about, or your best vacation, or they will ask you to give some advice. Second question will be about choosing between two and I think sometimes three things as well. Like, what is better, to read a book or to watch a TV? Or what is better, to send children to private school or to governmental school? This kind of things. Third question will be announcement discussion. You will read an announcement about some change and then listen to a conversation between two people. And one will be for and the other one against it, and you need to talk about that. Fourth question will be to connect article and a lecture. Most often there is a definition of something, and then in the lecture there is an example, and you need to write down the definition and some bullet points before. So check Katie Toefl. It gives it's really specific about what is being asked and how to answer it. Fifth question is about problem solution to listening. You listen to a dialogue and you need to summarize and give your advice which solution is better. And the last one is pretty much summary of a lecture. Usually a lecture is some academic topic. And once again, like with speaking, what I really think you should do is practice a lot and understand how to answer the question. Not just answer what you think, but you need to know the structure, how to answer this question. So working in speaking, don't be too confident. Because for me, like on the first two tries, my mistake was that I didn't bother to practice. I didn't bother to work on on the questions on speaking, and I thought like I will do that. Of course, you can do the speaking, but you need to know how to do it in the right way. Writing consists of two parts. It's independent essay and integrated essay, or it's called also casting doubt essay. You've got 50 minutes for both of them. So one is 20, the other is 30 minutes. And once again, as we're speaking, I think you should prepare well. First of all, use a pattern. You check it in the book or you check it in a video. You use a specific way of how you shape your essay. You just don't write something out of your head. You need to understand that there should be introduction, like first part, second part, conclusion. So check that. Use a pattern which you feel very comfortable about, which you will not forget. And also use varied language and rich vocabulary. Don't use one and the same word. Like, don't use think, 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 think. Use think, believe, assume, suppose, etc. And also your ideas should be worth sharing and noting. They should be some sensible things. It's pretty much don't write some bullshit. That's it. And, well, that seems to be all. You will be able to download your results and to send them if you need to. This is how it will look like. It has 2 pages, it has your picture on it, and it has detailed information. So for reading I got 29, which to be honest I thought it will be lower because I was freaking out in the beginning. Listening is 27, so this is kind of okay for me, but I could do better if I would have been more attentive. Speaking is 30, that's the maximum, so I'm really happy about that, but I really took a long time to prepare for my speaking. And writing is 25. To be honest, with writing I'm quite disappointed, and I'm not probably no good in writing, both in Toefl and in my GMAT. I also didn't score really high. But with writing again, it's all about practicing, it's all about being sometimes maybe formal, ticking the checkbox, like doing all the things you're expected to do. So make sure you go through what is expected, what are the requirements to score high. It's not only language, it's also how you put your knowledge of language in what form. So make sure you prepare well. And if you got any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. I will leave all the links for you. Also for Russian speakers, I have got an article on Toefl. You can check that down below as well. And thanks for watching, and I hope this was helpful. You have a great day, and I hope you will pass your exam well, and I wish you all the luck.